To Emmerman this evening on behalf of the Board of Education. My name is Karen Meyer. I am the president. I'm joined here today by our wonderful superintendent, Dr. Weber, and our wonderful leadership team. So with that, let's have the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right here.
Oh, perfect. Okay, do you want me to stand to the side?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yay!
Do our pride pledge for everybody. Ready? My best, I be responsible, respectful, and safe. I will look for ways to grow and improve. My life makes a difference at Everman Elementary School.
Yay!
All right, thank you for that wonderful pledge, and I will turn it over to roll call.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'll read the roll call. Trustee Reagan-Mauer.
Here.
Trustee Mabry.
Here.
Trustee Frazier.
Here.
Treasurer Lisa McIntyre.
I'm here. Good evening.
Vice President Melissa Stewart.
I'm here.
President Karen Meyer.
Here.
And I am Secretary Kim Campbell-Voitel. We are all here.
All right, wonderful. That brings us to the adoption of the agenda.
Okay, I will bring forth motion number 88, that the agenda be adopted as presented.
Support.
All right, consent resolutions.
Nope.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Got to vote on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now we can go towards this consent resolutions. Thank you.
Okay, I'll bring forth motion number 89, that the board accept the consent agenda items for approval as presented. We have 5A, the minutes of the February 10th, 2026 Board of Education. 5B, overnight and out-of-state field trips, and that's B1, NHS Girls Cross Country Camp in Maple City, Michigan from August 22nd to 25th, 2026. B2 is NHS HOSA State Tournament in Acme, Michigan from April 15th through the 18th, 2026. B3, NHS Boys Golf Competition in Big Rapids, Michigan from June 4th through the 6th, 2026. B4, Boys Cross Country Camp in Maple City, Michigan from August 17th through the 20th, 2026. B5, Meads Mill Middle School, Washington, D.C. trip from May 13th through 15th, 2026. B6, NHS Track and Field State Championship in Rockford, Michigan from May 29th through the 30th, 2026. B7, NHS Track and Field Invitational in Rockford, Michigan from April 16th through the 17th, 2026. Let's see, and then 5C, 2026 through 2027 limited schools of choice for IBDP. 5D, Silver Springs roofing change order totaling $125,300. 5E, Filter First bid award totaling $225,634. 5F, the resolution in support of stormwater management plan. 5G, fiber-wide area network project between Northville Public Schools and Plymouth Canton Community Schools. 5H, the network switch infrastructure system replacement totaling $1,330,000. Wait a minute. Let me start that one over. Hold on. $1,315,490.97. 5 I, structured cabling system through AMCOM totaling $632,000. We might almost be done here, guys. 5J, 2026 National School Boards Association Advocacy Institute Board Member Reimbursement expenses totaling $2,220.52. And 5K, bill warrants totaling $3,829,347.62.
Support.
Okay, so Vice President Stewart has brought forward motion 89. She might need to rest her voice after that one. Supported by Treasurer McIntyre. Are there any comments or anything before we vote?
I'll make a general comment.
Sure.
Since we have our very important community present for this meeting, I want to take advantage of the opportunity to recognize that the money that this district spends is really by virtue of your support of our bond. So a lot of the numbers and amounts that you heard Melissa read is bond money, as well as sinking fund money. That is also part of the choice of this community to support its schools. So I think it would be not stepping out over the line to say this entire board is very grateful for the support that the community gives in passing these bonds for our schools.
Thank you so much for highlighting that, Secretary Campbell Voitel. I appreciate that. All right, all in support?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. That brings us to our communications.
Yes. So as a secretary, I would like to acknowledge that the board has received 3 communications this month. One from Wayne Risa, which is our district county board, and they are very important to the resources that we have to work with here in Northville, and so we get a regular monthly report from them. Another report is from the Northville Youth Network Program, and we get monthly reports on the kinds of support services for our youth in this community. And that's very important to the social emotional support that we try to provide every child here. And then finally, every communication that is coming through the email and psboe@northvilleschools.org comes to every single one of us on this board, and we read every word. So I acknowledge that that's the third source of communications this month.
All right, thank you. And that brings us to the highlight of the evening, the Emmerman
Yay.
presentation.
Good evening, Ammerman families, Board of Education members, and everyone else. I'm Charlotte, and I've been at Ammerman since kindergarten. And I'm Maya, and I've been here since 3rd grade, and we're both 5th graders. We're excited to have you all here tonight and celebrate all the things that make Ammerman a great place to have fun while learning. This year, our theme at Ammerman is Game On Bobcats. It's been a year of kindness, perseverance, and teamwork. Many of you have had a chance to see all the new improved parts of Ammerman during the open house. In just a few moments, Mrs. Caudill will share a video featuring a renewed and reimagined Ammerman while celebrating our past, present, and future. Also, the biggest change that I've seen at Ammerman is the building of the cafeteria and changing the old cafeteria to the new library. I agree with Charlotte, and the thing I like best is how the library has been leveled up from a little mini area in the back of the building to a bigger space that is showcased at the main entrance. I've liked moving up through the grades. The new teachers are so kind, and I will remember the teachers who have retired, like Miss Beeson. She was so kind and understanding and a really great teacher. Since I came from a different school, I'm really happy that I found friends from other schools here, and I liked how kind and inviting everyone was from the beginning. We are proud to be Bobcats who aspire, achieve, and amaze every day. And here's our principal, Mrs. Caudill, to share a little bit more.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been such an amazing night. that, we started preparing for all this construction in 2024. And so the fact that it's 2026 and we are almost done, just a few more things, a parking lot to come, for example, this summer. But it is one of those things that I told everybody, it's going to be great. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be great. And it was. And this is one of those things I'm so glad that I can say that I was correct about. So that's pretty good. That feels pretty good. And the other thing too that I've absolutely loved is seeing how our student leaders have embraced all of this, the change, and just taken on a responsibility level that it gives me I am not worried for our future, people. It's going to be okay, and we're growing great people. And the video that we're going to highlight is kind of going to show airmen starting with the vacant baseball field in 1950 and to taking us to where we are today. However, before we do that, I do want to make sure I thank some people. First of all, thank you so much to the Ammerman staff that are here and those that even are not. This wouldn't be possible with all of you. And so for you, I am forever grateful. Also, a huge thanks to our design and building team, and they are actually here tonight, which I'm so grateful for. We've got TMP and AUK representatives are here. Would you mind waving your hand and saying hello? There we all are. It's because of them. So thankful. And it's kind of cool what we started in a drawing. 18 months ago is now where we are, which is pretty fantastic. Some days I kind of question the reality that this is the job that I get to have, and I'm so grateful for it. Even on those days when I miss lunch and forget dinner and all those things in between, the joy that happens in those moments in between are worth every moment. So enjoy the joy that we have had.
Who are on the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry, so just look at them and sigh, and know they love you.
Ground has also seen 2 renovations over the past 30 years, and today we have the most up-to-date and modern equipment available, which is awesome for our students. While the physical spaces and the curriculum and the pedagogy have all changed, one thing remains the same, and that's the heart of Ammerman. That's all of us, the community, the people who come in and out of these doors every single day. It's all of us that make Amarillo special?
You know, for me, Ammerman's a really special place. I love the school here. A lot of good friends here. And working with great friends and great staff. Around 1973, I was thinking K through 6, because Ammerman up to 6th grade. The inside of the building it looks very different than when I was here. I like all the colors and the way things were done. Back then, everything was kind of beige, brown. I think what has stayed the same or continued would be the support of the PTA. PTA was amazing when I was here, and they still are.
Hi, my name is Julie Willer, and I teach 2nd grade here at Ammerman, and I was asked to share some memories about what makes Ammerman special throughout the years. What makes Ammerman special to me is not only that I teach here and love it, but my 3 children came to Ammerman, and I came to Ammerman in the 1970s. And the fun fact is that my current 2nd grade class is the classroom where I was in 2nd grade here at Ammerman. I came to Ammerman because at that time, Northville Public Schools offered 2 school year calendars. One was TSY traditional and one was ESY extended school year. And my family chose extended school year. So I came from Moraine and kindergarten over here. And we went on a 9-week, 3-week off, something like that schedule, which was amazing and awesome for my family. I remember eating lunch in the gym, and we would pull down the tables and benches. So that was our lunchroom, and I believe our current library now was the library then. I remember recess and a lot more dirt, and I remember tons of marble playing, and that was fun. Jump rope, 4 square, hand claps, tons kickball, and the rocket ship and the bubble. And also the courtyard. So that was a big change too. The courtyard is looking pretty cool. What makes Ammerman special to me are my amazing students, former and current, the supportive parents, and focus on education, and my dedicated colleagues. Although the physical part of Ammerman has changed a lot throughout the years, what I feel hasn't changed is the warmth and the positive energy and the focus on educational excellence and all the amazing people that make Ammerman what it is.
Hey Bobcats, my name is Nora. And my name is Bella. We're both 5th graders here at Ammerman. My favorite thing about the new school renovation is definitely the library. Same here. I love all the texts and stuffed animals that make all students feel welcome. My favorite thing here at Ammerman is definitely the people. I made some of my best friends here. My favorite part is all the leadership programs that help students get to the end. Bye, Bobcats.
And my favorite change about Ammerman is the NPR because we have so many windows and it's easier to get out than the last one. My name's Reese and I'm in 3rd grade. My favorite change about Ammerman is the Zen Den because it's a great place for people to calm down. My name is Becky and I'm in 5th grade. My favorite thing about the renovation is the kindergarten playground. It's so fun for all the kindergartners to play on. My favorite thing about Ammerman is the staff and students.
Hi, my name is Abby and I'm in 3rd grade.
What's your favorite thing about the school?
Probably our new NPR.
What is that you like best about Ammerman?
Probably our very kind teachers and very responsible students.
Thank you, Abby.
Hi, my name is Lee and I'm in 5th grade. And my favorite thing about the new renovation is the Zen Den. And my favorite thing about Ammerman is the safeties and how they're able to learn, lead, and grow.
Hi. My favorite thing about the renovation of Ammerman is probably the STEAM room since we have more room to do all of our STEAM projects.
My favorite thing is
new cafeteria because we get tons of space to eat and we can have all school assemblies. What I like best about Ammerman is I got to see the whole school change from kindergarten to now. What I like best about Ammerman is probably like in 5th grade you get to have like kindergarten buddies and you get like all these responsibilities to be like a safety and like do all these other special things that you get to do when you're a 5th grader. So that's probably one of my favorite things. So bye.
Hi, I'm Naya. And I'm Charlotte. We are both 5th graders at Ammerman. My favorite thing about the new renovations is how the courtyard is super colorful and it just looks awesome.
And my favorite thing about the renovations is the steam room, how big it is, and that there's cushions, so we don't have to sit on the floor. Yeah.
And what we both like best about Ammerman is how
Bobcats aspire,
achieve,
and amaze
every single day.
Yay.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed a kind of trip around the past. And some of the things I loved was going through things that history just comes back again. There was an article that I circled from Steve Anderson, who was a few principals ago, who said, we're starting the year under construction, but it's going to be great. We're just going to make it safe for kids. And I think I said that. So I thought it was really interesting, those different pieces and parts and how it was a cafeteria, then it was not. And then it was a cafeteria, and then it was a library, and now a library, and then not a library. So it just shows how much we've grown. So do you have any questions for me or for our student leaders?
First question I have, any 3rd graders from Kinsler's room here? Come on over a second. Come on
There's
up.
one, there's Leo. Here they all are.
This is kind of a dangerous thing I'm doing right now, but I'm doing it.
All right.
All right. So every month I have the privilege to teach in our district. And why don't you come over here and get near the mic. This is unscripted, unrehearsed, and we'll hope for the best. So 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I taught in Miss Kinsler's room for the afternoon. And were any of you responsible for taking me on the new playground and trying to whip me off one of those twirly things?
No.
No, wasn't you. Okay, good. Because one of you did it. I'm going to find you. And remember, I hand out the diplomas like who gets them. I'll never forget that. But sincerely, you guys were an amazing class to be with in so many ways, so helpful of each other, so helpful of me, and supportive of each other, and went outside twice in the playground. What is it? Why don't we just let everyone know your favorite piece of playground equipment, because it's pretty awesome. What do you got? Put right in here.
I have a lot of favorite things, but one of them's probably the rocket or the spinny thing.
Oh, the one that got me.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, move along. What do you got, Reese?
I have 2 favorites. I like the swings and the spinny thing.
So the class also tried to make me go all the way around on the swing. I know what you were up to. I'm too heavy to get all the way around. Eleanor, what do you have? What do you like out there?
I like the rocket. Everyone calls it the spinny thing now.
The spinny thing, I
Yeah.
kind of liked it too until it went too far. That's all right. And then Lisa, right? Yeah, Lisa was one of the projects that we did in class or in the lesson was drawing something. What are we good at? And I remember what a lovely picture you drew and saying that you feel you're really good at drawing, which I think is really cool. But do you have a favorite thing out on the playground?
The swing.
The swings? So on behalf of these 4 who were in Miss Kinsler's class, thanks guys. Thanks for coming up here. The playgrounds, and I'm sure the board has a lot of questions and comments, but before it slips my mind, that playground and then the kindergarten playground is amazing in its own way. Musical instruments out there. So many people in this room and not in this room, from Steve Banchero to Principal Claudel to Devin Kling to the Ammerman staff and all these meetings. I see so many of you. Ms. Chenoweth, the work that we've done together on STEAM recently, but your help in the district as far as what a great STEAM space looks like. We're really grateful for that. The playground was an absolute blast. And then there are I talked to 3 former Ammerman staff members here, and I'll close with this on my part. We had a lovely conversation in the teacher's lounge when I was having dinner, and the fundamental aspect of why Ammerman means so much to so many people. Part of it could be a nostalgic thing of 1955 when the building was built, where it sits in the middle of a neighborhood. But what the 4 of us talked about was the simple beauty of a community public school district and public education. It is one of the singular places where no matter what background you may come from, that kids are together, learning about each other, with each other, and exploring and doing those things. And that's why I believe our community public schools truly represent our communities in so many ways. We do so many things together. We have elementary principals here, Winchester and Ridgewood in the house, I see. Like, it is a community public school district. And Ammerman, to me, is a beautiful example of that. And I know this place is near and dear to many people in this room, but I want to take the opportunity to thank my crew from Kinsler's room. Took very good care of me. No one tried to escape, which was good, and enjoyed that. And also to everyone in this room and out not here tonight that took part in this redesign. It was truly a deep collaborative effort. Final thing I'll say is something you can't see. Everyone close their eyes a second. Thanks. So the 3 things that Mr. Banchero knows that we are working hard on our bond are 3 simple things. 1, natural light. So you see this back here. Air quality. How do we make sure we get plenty of exchanges of healthy air and space? And then the 3rd thing is something you can't see, something you can't touch, and something you can't feel, and mercifully something you can't hear. Acoustics. Look up. So when you think about this space being filled with kids at lunch, there are kids who are neurodivergent, who noise really can bother them in some deep ways. So I want you to know that our district is committed to attending to the acoustical footprint and imprint in each space that we're redoing. And I'm really grateful to our AUC team and our TMP team for hearing us when we said that. As a requirement, it makes their job harder because acoustical treatments aren't inexpensive and most people don't notice them. But the impact they make on a space is when you can get distracted by that noise. I think of JD and I think of many of the students that you represent and how noise can impact them. I'm really grateful for the community for giving us that money, but I think even more importantly, grateful for the design team for executing this lovely and in such a lovely way. And when you go into the, many of you have already been into the library media center, that place used to drive me crazy because the air handling units in there would make this awful low hum noise. And if you're in tune to it, you can't unhear it. It's gone now. It's like a proper library. It's really quiet. It's great. So thank you all, board. Thanks for letting me go first. I just didn't want to lose my friends out there in the crowd from Kinsler's class. And please say hi to everyone else in the class who was there that day. Thank you.
I want to add a little bit to the sound piece because of how important it is. Not a lot of people know it. I wear hearing aids. And so before walking into our largest lunch, I would have to take them both off, stick them in my pocket, and I was fine. The first day I walked in here for lunch, I welled up because I didn't have to take them out. And it was a really big thing because I'm always worried about losing them. However, it was a big thing in that moment. So that's how big something just as simple as that can mean. So, sorry.
Can I go ahead? So when we moved to Northville, my 2 older daughters also attended Ammerman. And at the time I had a toddler with me and we would come to musical performances. We would come to ice cream social and the NPR, the old NPR was hot. You could not hear. And so, one of my kids is also very sensitive to sound. So when you highlighted that, I thought, my middle daughter had a hard time staying at Ammerman. She ended up going back to her original elementary school because it was just, it was very overwhelming for her to be in this school building. So I appreciate you connecting those dots. She's a kid that went through Northville High School with her headphones on because it was just the easiest way for her to navigate that school, and it was allowed. So I think the attention to the details around what people are sensitive to, these lights, right? It's not overwhelming. We can walk in here, we can see each other. It doesn't feel like we're on a stage. We're just like in a community space together talking about public education and supporting our kids. So I'm such a firm believer that when we support the most sensitive people, it actually supports everybody and it makes education accessible for everybody. So I'm grateful for you highlighting that. When my kids were here, they also struggled to get water out of the drink. They were actually here when Dr. Anderson had just retired. So this was obviously a few years ago. But the drinking fountain often was maybe rust colored. So they would make sure that they had their own water bottles from home. So to think of how far we have come in the past 12 or 13 years, this is a totally different space. And my husband was also part of the Dad's Club, I think with Mr. Banchero, and they kept trying to figure out what can we do with that space. I think they tried to do a garden. I remember my husband coming over here and helping to pull weeds and do all kinds of things in the summer and right before school was starting. And to see that transformed space, I cannot wait to see the fun that is had in that space. So I guess those are my comments. Like, kudos to all of you for enduring 2 years of a really difficult build, but also to think of the elementary aged kids that are sitting here having lunch and also looking at the middle school that they're going to get to attend. That is phenomenal. And that is just how we grow kids, right? We give them things to aspire to be and to do. And it's just, I'm thrilled to have been a part of this process at this seat on the table. And thank you for everybody's support of the bond and for the vision and all of the hard work to make such a beautiful space realized for so many students and families. It makes a huge difference.
I was wondering if I could ask some of the kids over there. I noticed in the video, a lot of people mentioned the Zen Den is their favorite new thing. So I'm curious to hear, during your day, where is it? And then, how do you get to go? Do you have to ask a teacher? And what's maybe something that you like doing in the Zen Den?
Would anybody like to answer about the Zen Den? Would you like to breathe? That'd be great. Which way do I face? What do you like about the Zen Den?
And then I'm gonna ask. So there's a piece of black tape down here, but it's called blocker tape. If you could stand on that, and then that way, people that may be in your family will be able to see you as we speak. And I have to have a shout out to our tech guy Evan, who always sets that tape up perfectly for the camera. So Evan, thank you for that. But you're good to go now.
The Zen Den is like a place where you can like calm down, or if you just need like a little break, you can like take a break in there. To answer your other question, you can ask your teacher, or like if you have a gym teacher or like a humanities teacher, you can ask them if you can go in the Zen Den to relax.
Do you have something that is your favorite thing to do in there?
There is this puzzle that you can just stare at, and it really like makes your brain relax.
Oh, okay. Thank you. It's a good puzzle.
Yeah.
I just wanted to note from the video presentation that there are former Ammerman students as teachers, which I think is such a testament to this community and this district that people choose to come back here. They choose to make their careers here, bring their children here. As I've mentioned, my husband is a graduate of Northville and he went to Thornton Creek, and our son started at Thornton Creek this year in kindergarten. So we're trying to keep that going. But I love when so many people want to come back and be part of that community that raised them and choose to raise their kids here and continue to support other kids here. So for those of you who had your cute little pictures in there, thank you for continuing to support Northville.
And that does continue. We have a number of staff members that have their kids that come here. And at least 2 of them say they're going to be a teacher. So you never know.
I hope they do.
Any other questions?
Well, I just wanted to thank you. It really struck me when you said that even on the long days when you forget to eat, you're happy to be here. We are so lucky to have you. That really struck me. So I appreciate that. And I know all the families in the community does as well. I think I do this every year because I had my last son graduated last year, and I just not hard to get a little melancholy when I'm in here and watching that video. You know, when you're here at elementary, you think the time is going to last for a long time, and it does. But then it's like a ball rolling downhill. And even though it's changed a lot on the outside, I always feel very welcome here. Like, I never was officially a Bobcat, was a Bobcat parent, and I still feel like one at this time. So I really appreciate that, because it really struck me in the video about how, you know, the things that may have changed, how the building looks over time, but the heart of it has stayed the same. And the people that care about the students and enough so they want to come back and be teachers themselves got that feeling, and they continue the legacy. So I really appreciate that. At the beginning of the video, there was so much in there. Honestly, I would like to watch it again, because there are a lot of clippings about, you know, you forget about when people used to read the newspaper, you know. You can't go to Facebook to find out what's happening with the NPR. So there had to be an article about it. But there was a lot happening, and a lot of the history of Northville is kind of wrapped up into this school. So that's really wonderful. So I just appreciate you having us here today. And I have to say, as a former parent myself, I am so excited about that courtyard. I love that courtyard. That kind of, you know, you look out at it, and it had trees, right? But and people really spent their time trying to make it look better and usable. But that's amazing, and I'm really excited for everyone to be able to utilize it. Have students gotten to use it so far?
That's a great question. It opened yesterday.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm wondering, what do students want to do out there? What do they envision doing with their classes in the courtyard once it gets nice enough, consistently nice enough to use?
You want to answer?
So like in the courtyard, you can do like a lot of stuff. You can do like your teacher can send you out there for worksheets and stuff. And it's just like a really nice, like my class got to go out there yesterday during music and do a music activity out there. And it's just like a really nice space just to learn there. And what I hope to like be able to do like in the future when it's really nice outside is I hope to like when my teacher is having us do math outside, there's desks out there, and I hope he lets us go out there and do worksheets.
Right on.
You figured out the master plan. Yes. Have them work outside, and it's fun. Yeah, it is. It's such a lovely place out there. I'm really excited. There's a couple other things like flower pots and all that that'll be put out. But it is a lovely space. And the hardest part was a space that didn't turn into a jungle. After the next, excited family, they move on, and now we're like left with now what? So now we have a place that will continue that. So. Really quick, I said it, but I really want to, before we close, how appreciative I am of the Ammerman staff. They have put up with a lot and just rolled with it. And so I am so grateful for every single person that draws a paycheck. I mean, even I have to tell, even our daytime custodian showed up just to come, and then she's working, not even on the clock, because it's what she does. And that is what all of them did tonight. And so I'm so thankful. So can I give like a round of applause for like the most amazing? So thank you.
Thank you. And we have about 5 more minutes of the superintendent's report. And at the end of that, if those of you who want to leave, if you're not interested in sticking around for the working meeting, that's okay. But before we go, we promised, Laura, you're here. Come on up. Ms. Mancini? Yeah. Oh, well, here we go. So same thing goes. We stand on the block. So we have our Northville Public Library here. And if we could grab a microphone, Miss Mabry, I think there's one over on the stand next to you, or Emily might have one. And come on up, and they just would like to share some information with us.
Do you want this one or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Am I back to you?
and right there.
I'm Carol Doyle, and I'm the chair of the Northville Board of Trustees. And I, too, am a former Ammerman parent. And I also was the ESL teacher here at Ammerman for a
Look at
number of
that.
years.
Everything connects.
So, right. So I'm delighted to be back here. It was just terrific to go through this school, and same thing, wonderful memories and a great positive school that clearly the energy is still there. So it was really nice to be here. But I'm here to let all the board members know and all of you out there that the library has instituted a survey that will allow you to help us determine your priorities, your concerns as the future of the library is evolving, just as the school buildings are. And the survey is online. If you go to the library's website, it's on the opening page, and you can follow the directions. It should only take maybe 5 minutes. It's 10 questions, and there also is a spot at the very end where you can put in your own comments. So we really, really would appreciate it. We did have 2 community forums in the fall, one for the city, one for the township, that we felt were well attended, but we're really hoping that we can get hundreds, if not thousands, of responses to the survey to tell us about the future of the library. Absolutely no decisions have been made. We're considering several options, and the survey will really help us to focus in on the future for what we're going to do. The survey is for Northville residents, city and township, but all ages. So please have these wonderful kids. You are welcome to take the survey. I do believe every survey should be on a different device, so that it will be counted. Or if you have neighbors, your parents, please take the time. It is already opened, and it will go through till April 15th. So your responses will be so appreciated, and we appreciate you taking the time. But all residents can do it, and you must be a resident.
Thank you very much.
I filled mine out last night, and it really did. It only took like 3 or 4 minutes.
Thank you.
So it was
Thank
very
you.
quick.
An unsolicited testimonial.
Yes,
right there,
no, I
right?
appreciate it. Right, so that's great.
Thank you very
I saw
much.
it
Thank you.
on your Facebook page, so I clicked on the handy little link straight on Facebook.
Great.
There you go.
Thank you for the time.
Thanks for, of course. Thank you for coming out. And then 2 more things. We are engaged in a strategic planning process as well here in NPS, which to our recollection is the first time we've done a community strategic planning process. We've had a number of sessions already. On the board there, we have our next in-person community focus group, and that's happening at Old Village School on March 12th. So from 6:30 to 7:30, and then a virtual focus group where you can grab the Zoom link there. This presentation will be on our website after tonight's board meeting. You can also shoot the QR code there if you'd like. And of course, an online survey as well that I know our principals, PTSAs have been working to get out there, as well as in our connections in our newsletter. So that's for our strategic planning event, and really looking forward to your feedback on that as we chart our direction as well here. So it looks like the library and the district are well aligned. We're figuring it out together. So thank you.
Dr. Weber, yeah, I just
Yep.
wanted to highlight that the online surveys through next Thursday, I believe. The 19th is next Thursday. So I think we in the board, just like the library, we appreciate that you have so many people and things asking for your time. But your input is so valuable to us, as I'm sure it is to the library. So if you could please take the time to fill that out by next Thursday, or join those next 2 sessions, that would be wonderful, as well as doing the library survey. It's really valuable to us to get that information from everyone.
Thank you so much, President Meyer. And when I conclude my final piece here, if you would like to, any student, staff member would like to come up and stand behind the board. 3.5 years ago, I just on the fly said, let's just do a picture. So we did it. It's become a tradition. You don't have to if you don't want to. And yes, to the people I serve beside, my expectation is you all come up as well. Thank you. So what I'll say for ABCD awards, we do those. Typically, we'll have 1 building meeting a month, but because of construction and in packing things in there. Our next board meeting, I believe, is actually at Hillside, where it'll be the Meads Mill and in Hillside middle schools, and we'll be giving ABCD awards there for I know Ammerman staff as well as our Meads Mill and Hillside staff. So looking forward to that. I just want to wrap up by saying we had one heck of a weekend. You are all living in a community where the Division III girls hockey team are state champions. Kind of a big deal in so many ways. One of my favorite teams to follow, but they won more games this year than they'd won in the past 3. And to me, that is a lesson to my youth over there about perseverance. And if you go home and Google search the Los Angeles Marathon, you're going to find that a substitute teacher from Jackson, Michigan won by 0.1 seconds. And if you follow that guy and what he did to kick at the end to win, it's another testament to that. Saturday night, we had our boys' community public school team, and I'm going to say this intentionally, and I want everyone to hear it. I'm not going to mince words here. Our community public school kids who grew up from kindergarten, some in Ammerman, who grew up together to play hockey, made it to the state finals in Division I as well. And I couldn't be more proud of them and more proud of this community. I called the superintendent of Houghton Schools yesterday and just left him a message. They were the only public school to win out of the 4 divisions in hockey. And I was really proud of them, obviously. But I don't want anyone to ever think that the bar for anything is being the best at something. And if you're not that, you're somehow less than. That's not it at all. And when the playing field is fair, and things are set the way they should be in my mind, I think our kids would compete well with anybody in Chenoweth. I think you feel me on that one. Gymnastics, girls gymnastics, 8th in the state. They were at Milford this weekend. I don't know how. Any gymnasts in the room? Any gymnasts? Former gymnasts? Like, that stuff scares the heck out of me. The balance beam and the jumping in the air stuff, amazing, like amazing in the work it takes. Also, girls basketball played Friday night in the playoffs, and wrestling. We had wrestlers at Ford Field. Finally, on Sunday, we had an open house at our high school. And did anyone go to the open house? Any parents or anyone find their way over there? Okay, Miss McIntyre did. So we had our high school students leading the tours of the high school, and I got to hang out with the kids in the choir rooms and the band room, orchestra rooms, and listen to them share their experience at Northville High School with families. And obviously, thank you to everybody who was there, but a huge shout out to the kids who are absolute pros in really exemplifying why this community public school district, and I would argue every community public school district, the value comes in us together, working together, being together, and supporting each other. So with that said, it's picture time. So let's come on up behind the board.
Come on.
Check 1 2.
You're done, Dr. Weber, yes?
Check 1 2. I was just checking my mic. Mic
Oh,
check.
Yeah. All right. I guess that brings us to public comment. Do we have any cards? All right. Then we move on. Well, I said the Ammerman part was exciting, and it was. It was wonderful. But I'm also excited about moving on to a new hire. So, Trustee Frazier, turning it over to you.
I would like to bring forth motion 90, that the board award a 1-year prorated probationary NEA ancillary contract to Julie Isaacs, nurse, for the 2025-26 school year as presented.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion presented by Trustee Frazier, supported by Secretary Campbell Vaitel. Before we vote, can we get a little information about this?
Absolutely,
hire?
President Meyer. Good evening. Happy to introduce Julie Isaacs. I don't think Julie could be with us this evening, but she happens to be a Northville resident and is already intimately part of Northville Public Schools. Not only do her children attend Northville Public Schools, but she's also involved in PTSA there at Thornton Creek and has been serving as a lunch supervisor at Thornton Creek as well. While still wearing the nursing hats that in part attracted us to her candidacy. Julie's a certified pediatric nurse, holds a bachelor's of science in nursing from the University of Michigan, and a master's of nursing education from Walden University. Julie's nursing experience includes 6 years at Children's Hospital in Detroit. Furthermore, she serves in an adjunct faculty role at both University of Detroit Mercy and Oakland Community College, training nursing candidates at both institutions. Her range of experience and her skills truly served our interests and needs, considering the district nurse role is critical to ensuring medical care plans are appropriately executed for our students who may be medically fragile. Excuse me. In addition, her teaching experience also serves as a significant consideration, giving our district nurse frequently trained staff in various capacities, including the administration of epinephrine pens, diabetes care, and CPR management, cardiac response, just to name a few. Julie's references all supported our thinking that she would be a perfect match for this district nurse role. And so as such, on behalf of the Central Office Administrative Team, I recommend that the Board of Education approve an ancillary employee contract for Julie Isaacs for the 25-26 school year. And of course, you have your supporting documentation within your board packets this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We are very fortunate to have her join us in this important role, a Northville resident. That's wonderful. So, as I previously said, we have a motion brought forward by Trustee Frazier, supported by Secretary Campbell Vaitel. All in support?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, welcome, Ms. Isaacs. Okay, that brings us to the Human Resources Tufts Manual Electrician Classification. Back to you, Trustee Frazier.
I'd like to bring forth motion 91, that the board authorize the administration to update and revise the TOFS employee manual specific to the electrician classification and pay scale as presented.
Support.
Okay, so we have a motion brought forward by Trustee Frazier, supported by Vice President Stewart. Could you maybe share a little bit about this?
Absolutely, President Meyer. So we have a pending retirement as of July 31st of this year. Our current electrician, after 25 plus years, I want to say it is retiring. We're happy for him, but that becomes a challenge in trying to fill the position. He was generous in notifying us back in early November of his intention to retire, and actually submitted his retirement documentation or his intent to retire to the district at that time. In working with Steve Banchero, we elected to post the position proactively in hopes that we could recruit somebody. Admittedly, we knew going in there was a possibility when we were competing with the private sector that our salary scale may prove to be challenging. And so we've had the position posted since November. I think it was a week and a half ago. We interviewed 5 candidates. And 4 of them did not meet our qualifications. The one that did, we were not in the ballpark. And so what we're recommending to put us more in alignment, and mind you, we would still be behind the private sector, but to put us more in alignment is to move the electrician classification to the HVAC and tech analyst pay scale in the TOFS manual, in hopes that that will help us better recruit candidates. And so that's the recommendation this evening, that the board authorize administration to update and revise the TOFS employee manual specific to the electrician classification and pay scale by moving the electrician classification to the HVAC and technology analyst pay scale, both provided in your memorandum there. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Does anyone have any questions?
No, I guess my main question is, will we be closer? I guess we don't know, right, until we start interviewing, going through that process. So this is our first revision, but we may have to evaluate.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think, we wanted to play this by ear and be responsible. And yet at the same time, the outcome of those interviews, it proved what we suspected. And so this, Steve's done some research because he has access to, with his background, to people that are in the trades, and this will help us. We hope it'll give us a stronger pool. Again, does it meet what experienced electricians are making in the field? No, it does not, but it should give us a boost.
Okay, that's good. I mean, it seems to me like there is also a shortage of trades people, right?
That's the other
that
challenge.
profession has struggled for a while to
Yes.
educate, recruit, retain.
Yes, that's another challenge in this, Treasurer McIntyre.
Hopefully the stability of working in a school district could also be a good draw. Because you're right, competing with union pay scale would be pretty tough. So, yeah.
Yes.
So do we have any other tradespeople that would fall into the same kind of conundrum? I mean, we've got HVAC person. I don't know if this is working. Is it working? Yeah. And an electrician, but are there others?
So as far as specialized trades,
Yes.
we have the electrician and HVAC,
HVAC, okay.
in the under the TOFS manual.
Okay.
We'll be looking to bring a proposal to the board in June to update the TOFS manual as we typically do. So that'd be something we'll assess, but those are the only 2 specialized trades in the TOFS manual.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, well, I hope that once you vote on this, it can support you as you try to go
Fingers
forward
crossed.
and hiring. Yes. All right. Okay. So as I said before, we have a motion brought forward by Trustee Frazier, supported by Vice President Stewart. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Please keep us updated, obviously. All right. Turning it over to you, Treasurer McIntyre, about our Chromebook purchase.
Great. I'd like to bring forth motion 92 that the board authorize the administration to award an REMC contract to Inacomp TSG totaling $2,697,989 funded through the sinking fund for a K-12 Chromebook purchase.
Support.
All right, so I have a motion properly presented by Treasurer McIntyre, supported by Trustee Maurer. Are you going to be speaking? Okay, thank you. No.
Nope.
Nope.
I think you have to hold it down.
I thought so.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes, we are really facing a challenge that a lot of districts are facing, and that the expectations for using district devices for state required assessments and other things has increased. And we have a wonderful routine that we do here where we take the Chromebooks out of the elementaries over to the high school and the middle schools to support them. And that was a good plan when it was just a few times a year or just for a single day. But now, as the number of assessments are growing, we've now added the WIN test this year that replaces the work keys, and that is also online. And then additionally, there's a number of assessments that we have to do at the elementary level that also require devices that are district devices. So with this expectation of a growing need based on state expectations, and we have to do benchmark assessments, all these various expectations, we discover that we keep taking the Chromebooks away from our elementary kids, and they don't have access to use them for various things. And so what we are proposing is to purchase a larger number of these little 11-inch rugged Chromebooks with a flip screen that are perfect for our youngest kids, and then take the existing Chromebooks that are here at the elementary schools, shift them to be used at the middle school and at the high school. And this will then allow us to have an existing fleet that lives in both spaces, so we don't have to move Chromebooks back and forth. And every building has a reliable number of devices, so if any child needed them for any reason, they have access to a device. And so this is particularly important. We can go ahead to the next slide. Thank you. When we think about our commitment to all, when we talk, that's really about an equitable opportunity to learn. And if a family needs to check out a device to take home, we want to make sure there's a device that's available to them, whether it's iReady, which is, again, one of our state requirements, that we have a benchmark assessment. That the one we have is iReady, but it also has a learning pathway. And so if you don't have access to that and you want to use it at home, a family could check this out and use this device. We want to make sure that everybody has the equitable access to these resources. So we are recommending, you can go ahead to the next slide, that we purchase these devices, keeping in mind that we moved quicker on this, knowing that the prices have been going up significantly due to the shortage of chips. And so when Andrew shared that with me, we moved quickly on pulling this together to make sure that we take advantage of these prices, which, if this is approved this evening, Andrew will be pressing send tonight to get ready to approve, because this price closes in, is it 1 week we lose access to this price? 3 days. 3 days before the price goes up yet again. What questions might you have?
Does this connect with what we talked about at the committee of the whole last week about the same devices being used in the classroom, so we're not losing that time with teachers having to log kids on to different devices, or I don't remember my password, or my parents blocked this thing at home and then they can't access it at school. So that this is
yes, this actually benefits as well. In fact, one of the first things when I arrived, our principals and our teachers have been sharing that this has been a challenge since I arrived here. Really, and I saw that happen in a middle school classroom. The amount of instructional time that was lost because the middle school teacher right up there at Hillside say, "Hey, everybody, I'd love you to do this particular task." Kids get out their devices, they pull it up, they're ready to engage. But some of the kids had their device from home and they couldn't access it. And so there weren't enough extra devices in the building to then pull for those kids. But a teacher does know how to prepare for one device that has been prepped and already set up. Andrew and his team has already done the work to make sure it works, and the teacher knows what to predict. But if every kid in the device is maybe using a slightly different device, then that teacher's running around troubleshooting and we lose instructional time. We want it to be a quick, we're going to pull it out, engage in this instructional task, and then put it away because we have other things to do. And we want to make sure that we don't lose instructional time because of tech support.
I'd like just to ask a clarifying question. So the learning path that's prescribed post iReady assessment, there'll be a natural access to that learning, that unique learning path tailored to that particular child's specific needs. Okay. Using these, the in district or in the classroom time, but it also should be available at home. Is that right?
Yes, we are not requiring children have outside of class minutes. However, many of our kids and families actually want access to that, partly because iReady has two components to it. One, it is diagnostic. It actually identifies foundational skill gaps. And so let's say, for example, a seventh grader, a thriving seventh grader has forgotten something that or maybe because the way they accelerated in their math path might have skipped over something and they have lost that skill. iReady will identify, hey, you might be missing this foundational skill of fractions or ratios or percentages, and it will feed them that particular lesson to help fill that gap. And so we want to make sure this is helpful and teachers can use this throughout the day. But if a family or a student wanted to utilize it outside their school day, we want to make sure every child has access to that resource regardless of the technology that they have available at home.
But they would have to check out a district
Yes,
device.
this would have to be checked out. This would have to be planned with their building principal,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you for clarifying.
I appreciated the update last week too, that we're using Chromebooks, right? We use a lot of Google things. A lot of our, our sign-in is very connected to that. So that's why we chose Chromebooks over iPads and things like that. And the device that you showed us is similar to an iPad.
I have been shifted over. Originally, for littles, I would have been pushing for iPads, but the Chromebooks have gotten so much better. And as teachers are pushing things out to devices, it is easier for us to do that on the Chromebooks. And the infrastructure that we have set up here is set up for Chromebooks consistently. And now that the Chromebooks have a flip screen, so it folds opposite like a hinge, and then it has a touch screen. Some of the things we loved about the iPads are true. We love that rugged nature to it, but it is easier for us to manage as a system, and it's easier for the teachers to make sure all kids have equitable access to what they want them to do and how they want them to use that device using this particular tool.
I mean, I just think about, I know we talked about it at the committee of the whole, but I think about all of the state testing. You know, the PSAT at the middle school is required to be done on a district device. And then, at the high school,
Yes.
you've got all of the PSAT and the SAT and et cetera,
and the
et
MSTEP
cetera.
and the WIN, right? And the
Exactly.
number of weeks just stretches on. And it's a
Mhm.
big, and now we have, again, as part of the PA 146, we're required to adopt a different literacy curriculum. Well, we've gone through, and that literacy curriculum also comes with digital resources. But if we remove the devices from this building for large chunks of the day, then our kids don't have access to that opportunity and that resource.
So I think the other ripple of concern that we've picked up in the community is, there's so much screen time. Kids are doing so much. But these are really essential learning components. This is not replacing scrupulous instructional time guided by the teacher. These are help the teacher differentiate, perhaps adapt to the specific needs of the child, but it is part of good curricular teaching. And so I've tried to help parents understand that this is just not replacing, making it easy for the teacher not to have to teach. This is essential.
And I think the literacy curriculum that we've recently adopted is a really good example of this. Every child gets access to actually a book in front of them. Is there a digital version of that book just in case the family wants to log in at home or a child needs to listen to it over headphones? Is it available online? Yes, but we gave every child they open it, they have a workbook with the actual text inside of it that they can write in that. And our teachers, when they were trialing that resource, leaned more heavily on the analog versions of that tool. However, the real power in that particular tool is differentiation, supports for MLs, all those alternative scaffolds that are easy to access, and that quick ability to diagnose, provide feedback, and provide an immediate opportunity for a kid for a very targeted skill. That's what we're using the technology for. And of course, there are other things in our STEAM classroom, for example. We want to make sure our STEAM teachers have access to Chromebooks and don't have to, I'm so sorry, kids, you can't work on this coding task right now because the high school has all of our Chromebooks. So we want to make sure that they have access to do the things that are appropriate when it's appropriate. Not all the time, but when it's appropriate. We want to make sure that these Chromebooks are not the learning. They are just a resource to support the learning when it's intended.
And it's paid for through the sinking fund.
Through the sinking
so
fund, yes.
Thank you, community,
Yes,
for
thank you very
passing
much.
the sinking fund.
And thank you, Andrew, for picking up the changing cost and helping us take advantage.
I'm very grateful that you brought that forward. Thank you, Andrew.
All right, so are we good? Any more questions or comments before we vote? Okay, so we had a Motion brought forward by Treasurer McIntyre, supported by Trustee Maurer. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, wonderful. So you can go hit send on that email you've got loaded. Bringing it back to you, Treasurer McIntyre, on our operating millage election resolution.
All right, great. All right, I'd like to bring forth motion 93 that the board adopt the August 26 operating millage election resolution as presented.
Support.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to turn it over to you, Mr. Kling, if you could walk us through this a little bit.
Absolutely, President Meyer. So we talked about this last week, and we had a lot of decisions we had to make. So I'm going to try and give you the elevator pitch version of that conversation. So this came down to our non-homestead millage expiring in December, and it's an extremely important millage to Northville Public Schools, really to all schools, because it's how schools are funded in the state of Michigan. But it's a non-homestead millage, so that's on properties like commercial, industrial, vacation, basically properties where people do not live in them, and they don't categorize them as their homestead. Next slide. And the statutory limit on that millage is 18 mills, and we'll talk about why that's important later. The reason we're talking about it now is because it expires in December, which means we have 2 dates to get it on the ballot. And so our approach, when we talked about it, we talked about the pros and cons of going for each one. And really the benefit of going for the August election is you get 2 chances at it. And it gives you kind of more time to get this in front of voters. And so the deadline to file that with the election coordinator is May 12th. So we have to have a decision, and we have to approve this resolution sooner rather than later. So next slide. That's why we picked the August election. Why this matters, it's over $10 million to Northville Public Schools. It's over 10% of our revenue. This is how school funding was designed in Michigan. This is what we were supposed to collect. It's what the state thinks we're going to collect, and they will deduct it from our state aid regardless if we pass it or not. So it's a very critical that we get this passed. In addition to, we kind of talked about what we wanted to decide on last week, right? So one was what was the election date we're going to go for. The other was how long are we going to go out for? How long of a millage do we want to go out for? And we decided on 10 years to give us more stability. The problem with going out 10 years, we have something called, next slide. I think it's next slide. Yes. Millage reduction fraction. So that's the little mechanism in our state that erodes mills based on the price of housing compared to inflation. And so next slide, why does that matter? Because as you see, we've had over 19 mills for this non-homestead property tax, and it has been slowly eroded over the last 5 years. And so if we go out for a 10-year millage, this millage reduction fraction is really going to eat away at that. And we're going to have to come back to the voters again saying, hey, remember how we passed this? We're looking to pass it sooner than the 10 years that you approved. And we don't want to do that. So the state allows you to levy 18 mills. That's the maximum. But you're able to go over as a hedge to combat against the millage reduction fraction. So we decide, next slide, I believe, kind of talk. Yeah, so you can see that if we didn't do anything, that millage reduction fraction would eat away at this millage over time. And it really is substantial in the long run. So we decided we were going to go for August election, a 10-year millage for revenue stability for the district, and that we were going to do a 20 mil hedge to try and combat that millage reduction fraction over time. And so that's the resolution that you have in front of you today.
Okay, does anyone have any questions or comments?
Is there another slide? I can't remember. No, I think that's it. Okay.
No, the discussion at the community of the whole meeting was really, really helpful. I've been a member now in my 4th year. The Headley Hedge has always been rather fuzzy for me to understand. Definitely, you nailed it. I got it. You know, when that slope intersects that 18 mil, we're collecting less than what we're entitled to be able to collect. So it really, and I think what helped me is that you clarified it will never be more than 18. So while we're asking for 20, that's just to compensate for the drift down that comes with increased property values here. So I think it all came together for me in the clearest that I've ever had in 4 years. So thank you very much.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, if there's no other questions or comments, I will go ahead and vote. So just as review, we had a motion properly presented by Treasurer McIntyre, supported by Vice President Stewart. All in favor? Oh, wait, nope,
This is a roll
sorry.
call.
It's
This is
a
a
roll
roll
call.
call vote.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
okay,
Excuse me. Yes.
Okay, so I'll call the roll. Frazier,
Yes.
Mabry. Yes. Reagan Maurer,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
McIntyre,
Yes.
and Campbell Voitelis, yes.
All right.
7-0. Nice.
Well, we look forward to hearing more about that as the election approaches in August.
We'll surely be able to explain it to our constituents. too.
Yes.
So that's worth a lot.
If not, we'll just send them to Devin. This Devin, not that Devin. Don't worry. Whew, I know. Or either, you know.
All right. Do we have any added agenda items? Okay. Do we have any public comment? Do we have any cards? Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to make your comment and then fill it up.
I think there's a mic. Nope.
There's a mic stand there. There's also a blocked, if you want to make sure you're on camera, there's a blocked piece of tape right here. So I will let you decide, stand or mark.
Wherever you want. I saw the kids.
That's
on the
really,
block.
it's really up to you.
I just had a few comments prepared that I wanted to share, more for public record. So I'll start.
Before you start, could you just share your name and
yes.
connection to the community?
Yes.
Thank you.
Tammy Kane, member of the community for 25 years, and I have a student at the high school, and I have 2 older children as well. I just wanted to come and speak regarding the protest against ICE and President Trump's administration that was permitted to take place during the school day at Northville High School on February 19th. I do believe civic engagement is very important. However, if students truly feel passionate about an issue, organizing something independently outside of the school day would be far more meaningful and impressive. It would show initiative, leadership, and genuine commitment. Instead, by allowing and facilitating a political protest during instructional hours, the district unnecessarily positioned itself within a political controversy, something that I believe schools should avoid. Northville often speaks about unity. We have programs in this district that bring students together. We are a unified champion school district. And unfortunately, I believe nothing about this event was unifying. Allowing a political protest during the school day introduced division rather than community, which is kind of ironic, as I've heard the word community used multiple times this evening. Also, mental health is something that is frequently emphasized, and I would ask whether consideration was given to the students whose parents or family members work in law enforcement or for agencies like ICE. Those students were placed in a very difficult environment that day, and I think that their emotional well-being matters as well. There were also safety concerns that were amplified as there were social media profiles interacting with a social media account that I'm assuming was created by a student that was promoting the protest. There were individuals sharing pictures of themselves with guns on their profiles that were interacting with this particular social media account. Thankfully, nothing happened, but the discussion that parents were having about student safety should not have occurred and would not have had the board taken action. When political activity is allowed to disrupt the school day, it raises legitimate questions about what the district is prioritizing. I believe the board had the authority to prevent this situation and chose not to, and as a governing body of the district, you guys are responsible for protecting instructional time and maintaining educational neutrality. I think decisions like this reflect on the district as a whole, and there are many stakeholders and community members who agree that this was not a good look for Northville. And I really don't envy the position that you're put in, and it's very unfortunate. But thank you for taking your time to listen to my comments.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. All right, well, that is going to bring us to a closed session. So Vice President Stewart, if you could bring forward the
Okay.
motion.
All right, I bring forth motion 94 that the board convene in closed session pursuant to Public Act 267 of the Open Meetings Act under Section 8C, negotiation, and Section 8K, safety and security, as presented.
Support.
Okay, so we have a motion brought forward by Vice President Stewart, supported by Treasurer McIntyre, and this is a roll call vote.
All right. Frazier,
Yes.
McIntyre,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Reagan Maurer,
Yes.
Mabry,
Yes.
Campbell Voitel, yes.
All right, so we will come back after the closed session, but only to gavel out. So I will put it there, and then we will be back when we're done with the closed session piece. All right, so for those of us who aren't joining, for those of you who are not joining us, have a good evening.
Gavel us out.